So coming back to diabetes, we really need people to be aware out there. So if a child develops type 1 diabetes, the parent has to go early to pick it up, because type 1 diabetes can be life-threatening.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you'll share with us the symptoms in just a few minutes.
I will do, yeah.
Jane, you're the mother of these two lovely twins. How did you come across, how did you come to finding out that both twins had diabetes? Tell me that story.
Ilianza tu kama malaria, huyu ndio wa kwanza, nilimwanza 2008. Sasa nikampeleka hospitali, wananiambia ni malaria iko juu, ako na malaria na ako na minyoo. Sasa nikimpea hiyo dawa ndio inazidi. Sasa nikamrudisha, wakaniandikia barua. Mara ya kwanza alilazwa Mombasa Road. Sasa kulazwa, akapimwa ugonjwa yote, malaria hana. Wakapima ugonjwa yote, ndio akasema sasa acha tupime sukari. Ndio akapima sukari iko juu.
Hiyo ilikuwa ya Emmanuel.
Huyu ni Kelvin.
Na Emmanuel story yake?
Emmanuel hivyo tu ilimwanza, nikampeleka huyu ilimwanza huku. Ilimwanza nikampeleka tena hospitali, mara naambiwa ni minyoo. Nikampeleka Kenyatta. Akapimwa, sukari ilikuwa juu sana, mtoto ni baridi, miguu, mwili yote.
Emmanuel, ulijua ulikuwa na diabetes? Mama alikwambia aje? Kuhusu sukari?
Aliniambia sasa nilikuwa nishapima.
Na Kelvin?
Sikujua.
Ukujua? Mama ndio alikwambia? Ulisikia aje at that time? Vibaya. Na siku hizi unakulanga chakula kaa gani?
Chakula tu yote.
Na mama kikushika ukikula sukari?
Utanichapa.
So, Doctor, talk to me about some of the symptoms.
Sure.
In diabetes, because you've talked about misdiagnosis. Well, I was doing my research, even this is a problem in the UK.
It's a problem everywhere, it's worldwide.
Yes.
And that is why we really need to empower people about symptoms. We need to, knowledge is power. That's what I believe. When you give people knowledge, you give them hope, you give them information, support network. There is no condition in the world that people should feel defeated with. And that is the message I really want to, we are starting a new year, let's start it with hope. So if any of your viewers out there are living with diabetes, they should have hope. Because diabetes does not mean the end of the world or the end of happy living or, eating well, living well. People, actually, I find my patients with diabetes are happy once they have accepted the condition, and nobody is, conning them that if you pay this much, they'll cure them. Currently in the world, there is no cure for diabetes, but that is okay, because once you accept it and you are on the right path, the right medication, you can live as long as you're supposed to live. 100 people have reached 100. My oldest patient lived to be 106 years old. It's documented. Right. So there is nothing like, your life is going to be bad. Children, we give them, options. You can eat this, you can eat that. In fact, too much sugar, even for a non-diabetic person, is not healthy. Sugar is not good. It's refined, it's not good for your teeth. The dentist will tell you. Even children who don't have diabetes, when they eat too much sugar, how as parents, you want to pull your hair out, they have a sugar high, the teeth get spoiled. Sugar has also been linked to conditions like cancer and other conditions. So sugar is not good all the time anyway. Sugar does not cause diabetes. Let me say that to the viewers, yeah? There's so many misconceptions. People blame, you have been eating sugar all your life, that's why you got diabetes. But coming back, even before I come back to the symptoms, I keep telling you type 1, like they have type 1 diabetes, yeah? Type 1 used to be called insulin dependent or juvenile diabetes, but we don't like using those terms because an older person can get type 1, so you don't need to be juvenile to get type 1. A younger person can get type 2, so we don't like using age as a criteria. And we don't like telling somebody that they're insulin dependent, because the word dependency makes you feel, kind of vulnerable. So type 1 diabetes is when the pancreas totally shuts down. The pancreas is an organ just behind the stomach, if I may use my model to demonstrate. Right. So there's a large organ called the pancreas, which is just behind the stomach. And for either autoimmune, most likely the condition is autoimmune. Your body just creates antibodies to itself, okay? So nobody knows what causes that. It could be genetic, like in their case, most likely it's genetic because they're brothers. But it can also be environmental, like viral conditions, other toxins. But autoimmune is the most common cause. So we don't know what brings it about. So even, this myth of witchcraft, or, people go, looking for alternative cures, they have to get out of that mindset. So something happens and the pancreas just shuts down totally, and absolutely no insulin is being produced. The pancreas is a big gland that produces insulin, a hormone. Now, insulin cannot be given in a tablet form because it's a protein hormone. So as soon as you try to take it as a tablet, people have tried to make tablets of insulin, the stomach just breaks it down and cannot absorb or digest it, which is why we need insulin injections, and they are injecting. I'll come to the injections in a minute. I brought you the gadgets to show you. But that is type 1 diabetes. Only about 5 to 10% of people in the world and in Kenya have type 1 like they have, okay? Then there is type 2 diabetes, which is 80 to 90% of people in the world, including Kenya, have type 2 diabetes, okay? And that is actually preventable, and it is brought on by lifestyle. So there you can actually kind of blame somebody. I don't like using the word blame, but if you are sedentary, and the biggest cause of type 2 diabetes is not even what you eat or lack of exercise, it's the chair. It's where we are sitting now. So for the viewers who are watching, while you're watching this show, I would suggest get up. While you're watching this show, get up, jog on your feet, exercise, do something for the time you're watching this show. Even at your workplace, don't use the lift, use your stairs. If you're going to buy an exercise bike, park it in front of the telly, exercise. That's when the gyms, they put the television in front of the machines. That's a smart idea. Sedentary lifestyles, the chair is causing most of type 2 diabetes in the world, okay? Sedentary lifestyles. So at the moment, type 2 is really on the rise, okay? So type 2, it used to be called adult onset diabetes, but we are seeing younger children getting type 2 because of the change, the shift in lifestyles. Of course, unhealthy diets do contribute to type 2 diabetes, sedentary lifestyle, stress, chronic stress. So type 2, it's a whole, or like opening a Pandora box, okay? And then the third type is diabetes due to other causes, when nobody really knows what's causing it. Too much alcohol can damage the pancreas, so that's something I need to tell the viewers. Smoking, I'm so glad this shisha ban came. People can hate me, but shisha is actually worse than tobacco. Too much, any toxin to the pancreas, genetic syndromes, Down syndromes, other hormone diseases. I'm an endocrinologist, I deal with hormones. So thyroid disorders, anything that stresses the hormones or imbalances the hormones. And gestational diabetes, we were talking about women's health, how women are kind of being discriminated against even in health bills. When a woman is pregnant, she produces hormones, and pregnancy itself is a risk to diabetes. I'm not discouraging people from having babies. I think babies are beautiful, they're a joy. But every time a woman is pregnant, she should be screened for gestational diabetes. Just the virtue of being pregnant can make you vulnerable to developing gestational diabetes. So during the second trimester of pregnancy, every woman should go and ask for a special diabetes check.
Lydia, as the director of the Ngamaza